Hello and welcome to another review here at Spoilers Ahead with Anthony Post. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe so you don't miss any new videos. Today, I'm so excited to be talking about the new DC film, The Batman. This new iteration of the classic Caped Crusader is directed and co-written by Matt Reeves, who of course did the wonderful Dawn and War for the Planet of the Apes, and stars Robert Pattinson as the new Batman and Bruce Wayne, Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, Colin Farrell in an unrecognizable performance as Oswald Cobblepot, aka the Penguin, and Paul Dano as the mysterious Riddler. Now, this is a non-spoiler review, so I will not go into any big plot points or any big reveals. I will be talking about the film in vague areas, so if you don't want to know anything about the film, I just want to say I highly recommend it. Go see it, and then come back and watch the review. Now, what struck me from the first scene is how comics accurate this film is. I found Matt Reeves to be really showing how passionately he adores this material. And it is an adoration that I think every filmmaker should strive to when adapting any material, comics and beyond. There is a distinct creative perspective that the entire team has on this material, but that does not distract them from capturing the soul of the story, what people have loved about Batman for more than 80 years. That soul stays intact and is why I think I, myself, and many others will enjoy this film. The movie is just spiraling ahead at breakneck speed, and you're along for the ride the entire time. And the intensity and the pacing is one of the greatest attributes of the film. The cinematography from Greg Fraser is so impressive. This is shot unlike any other superhero movie has ever been shot. And he brings, especially with the colors red and blue, he brings a unifying image to the film that is able to guide you through the murkiness and the darkness of Gotham. This movie could have been very monotonous in many ways. The tone and the dreariness and the intensity never lets up. And in lesser hands, you would get tired of the film very easily. But I think due to Reeves' assured direction and Greg Fraser's assured capability in capturing the images throughout the film in subtle, nuanced, and different ways, the film never gets boring. And you're just on the edge of your seat for nearly 3 hours. It's really impressive how the movie just never really has a release. The Batman is just a soaring accomplishment on every technical level. The sound design is so impressive here. I got to see this film in IMAX, and I highly recommend that everybody sees it there, because there is a car chase here that you just feel like you are in the Batmobile. It is so pulsating throughout the entire movie. I was just floored by the sound design here. The production design, the art direction, the look of Gotham. I mean, Gotham is a character in the film, and that's attributable to the work of the craftsmen.
It can be cruel, poetic, or blind, but when it's denied, it's your violence you may find.
Reeves is deconstructing not only the Batman mythos, but the superhero itself. He brings a refined perspective on the institution of the superhero. Obviously, this is a very popular form of storytelling and movie making as of late. And what started to develop that I really took to was that Reeves is not afraid of some of the walking hypocrisies that superheroes are in their own narratives. The film's central core is centered around the institutions that define our society and the institutions that create the ideas that permeate into every facet that we choose to live by, whether that be religion, whether that be family, whether that be the law and what we perceive to be as justice. These long-standing legacies that we hold so dear because it is the establishment, it is what we have come to be comfortable living within, is confronted and challenged throughout the entire film. It's what the Riddler is wanting to expose in the film. There's also a lot of really smart choices being done with the score here. Michael Giacchino, hot off of his really rousing and emotionally moving score in Spider-Man No Way Home, just delivers another crown gem in his collection, which was already full of gems, be it with Up or Inside Out. What he does really well here is he uses the Ave Maria consistently throughout the film. Again, adding to this idea of institution, of religion, having such a presence in our everyday life, and this idea that religion teaches us morality. If you grow up within a certain faith, they're probably going to teach you certain moral truths to live by, as a superhero may do on a comics page. So this use of the Ave Maria just has so many layers, and I think that's what's really great about the film, is that the layers are there, but Reeves doesn't hit you over the head with it. He trusts his audience. And speaking of trust, that is one of the main things that I think allows the Batman to stand above a lot of other genre content, because in the end, the Batman's arc in this film is all about trust. It's about trusting the people of Gotham and having the people trust him. Therein lies what the Batman's character's true arc is in this film. Bruce is really exploring how can you navigate in a world that is built on lies and contradictions. How can you find trust? How can you find truth? And I think he's able to do that in a really moving way. The movie decides to pivot Batman at the beginning being completely fine with representing fear in the people of Gotham to knowing that he has to represent hope. A major reason why this works is Robert Pattinson, who delivers a really strong, subdued performance, but a lot is told through his eyes, through his body language. He's in the Batman suit for a majority of the movie. I mean, more than any other previous Batman. And he really does a wonderful job in evoking where he feels in terms of this plot the Riddler has constructed in small ways. One of the strongest elements is the chemistry between Kravitz and Pattinson, as their characters, along with the Riddler, are all kind of on the same scale. It's a gradient. They're shades of the same person because they're all generally fighting for themselves. As we explore more of Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne, you see why Batman is truly attached to this case and needs to solve it. And that's another thing. This movie, I think, for the first time, truly embraces the world's greatest detective elements of the Batman comics. And as a fan of mysteries, that was just a glory to behold. This movie is all about what you believe in, what you fight for. And often you're fighting for yourself. And you wear masks, you go out and you perform in society, and you present the image of who you want to be, who you aspire to be, but who you really aren't. The Batman is the type of blockbuster that solidifies the power that mass entertainment can have. This is a story that is going to be welcomed in and seen because it stars a very popular character and a world that's already been made successful. But Matt Reeves does not rely on the recognition and the longevity of Gotham and Batman's history. And truly few examples come to mind of a creative team taking this big of a swing on the first try. So that is my non-spoiler review for the Batman. Let me know what you thought in the comments below, and make sure to come back for the spoiler review sometime later this week. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you at the movies.